Good evening and welcome to the first of Folk Tales by the Fireside. This evening I would like to read some William Butler Yates for you. This one is The Stolen Child. Where dips the rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons wake. The drowsy water rats, there we've hid our fairy vats, full of berries and of reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the woods and waters wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim grey sands with light, far off by furthest Rosses we foot it all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight, to and fro we leap, and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles, and is anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the woods and waters wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glen Car, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears, we give them evil dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears of dew on the young streams. Come, O human child, to the waters and woods wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed. He'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the woods and waters wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than he can understand. I also put a bookmark in another one and it seems to have disappeared. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So the second one I would like to read for this evening is The Solitary Fairies. Leprechaun, Clurican, Far Darrig. The name Leprechaun, Mr. Douglas Hyde writes to me, is from the Irish Leith Brog, the one shoemaker, since he is generally seen working at a single shoe. It is spelt in Irish Leith Brogan or Leith Frogan, and it is in some places pronounced Lochriman, as O'Kearney writes it in the very rare book The Face T. Shonen. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing these correctly. The leprechaun, Clurican, and Far Darrig, are these one spirit in different moods and shapes? Hardly two Irish writers are agreed. In many things, these three fairies, if three, resemble each other. They are withered, old, and solitary, in every way unlike the sociable spirits of the first sections. They dress with all unfairy homeliness, and are indeed most sluttish, slouching, jeering, mischievous phantoms. They are the great practical jokers among the good people, The leprechaun makes shoes continually, and has grown very rich. Many treasure crocks buried of old in wartime he has now for his own. In the early part of the century, according to Crocker, in a newspaper office in Tipperary, they used to show a little shoe forgotten by a leprechaun. The clurican makes himself drunk in gentlemen's cellars. Some suppose he is merely the leprechaun on a spree. He is almost unknown in Connaught and the north. The Far Darrig, which means the red man, for he wears a red cap and coat, busies himself with practical joking, especially with gruesome joking. This he does, and nothing else. The Fia Gorta, man of hunger, is an emaciated phantom that goes through the land in famine time, begging an alms and bringing good luck to the giver. There are other solitary fairies, such as the house spirit and the water shui, own brother to the English jack-o'-lantern, the puka and the banshee. Concerning these presently, the Dallahan, or headless phantom, one used to stand in a Sligo street on dark nights till lately. The black dog, a form perhaps of the puka. The ships at the Sligo quays are haunted sometimes by this spirit, who announces his presence by a sound like the flinging of all the tin porringers in the world down into the hold. He even follows them to the sea. The Leanhorn she, fairy mistress, seeks the love of mortals. If they refuse, she must be their slave. If they consent, they are hers, and can only escape by finding another to take their place. The fairy lives on their life, and they waste away. Death is no escape from her. She is the Gaelic muse, for she gives inspiration to those she persecutes. The Gaelic poets die young, for she is restless, and will not let them remain long on earth, this malignant phantom. Besides these are divers monsters, the Og Ishka, the water horse, the Peishtha, paste bestia, the lake dragon, and such like, but whether these be animals, fairies, or spirits, I know not. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have all had a fabulous weekend and are ready for the beginning of the next week, and I will see you next time. Mwah.